everybody. My name is Sean Ball, and I am the graduate assistant here at Clem Hall in the construction lab, working along Dr. Cabbage in this research. So in this research, I am performing safety training using two training methods. The first method is the traditional method where I will use PowerPoint to train you on 3 types of machines. The second method is the virtual reality 360 video method. It's supposed to be more immersive and it's supposed to be a little bit more fun than the traditional PowerPoint method. And so the 3 machines that I'm going to train you all on is the drill press, the miter saw, and the circular saw. A couple things to go over before you guys actually come in here and get started. As you come through the lab doors, I'm going to need everybody to wear their safety glasses, Z87 to be exact. They're usually located on the desk to the left as you enter the doors, but to make things easier, I'm going to place all the safety glasses on this table during the day of the study. Also on that day, please be sure to wear pants and closed-toe shoes. Open-toe shoes, shorts, dresses, skirts are not allowed in the lab. Also, do not wear any loose jewelry. If you do have loose jewelry you're wearing that day, please take it off or ensure that it's tucked away in your shirt. If you have long hair, bring a rubber band or something to tie your hair back. But once again, thank you for participating. And after the study, please feel free to stop by, come by the lab if you have any questions, or if you have any projects, woodworking projects that you would like to work on, please come by the lab. Again, thank you. Welcome back. Again, the first machine we're going to be using is the drill press. Before we get into using the drill press, please ensure that you're wearing your safety glasses, ensure that your hair is tied back, ensure that you have on pants and closed-toe shoes. Again, no sandals, open-toed shoes, skirts, dresses, none of that, no loose jewelry, no loose or baggy clothing. All right, first things first, there's the start and stop switch. Green for start, red to stop. As you can see. Then if you come down here, we have the chuck. Here, and the chuck, the drill bit is placed in the opening. There are 3 holes. There's one here, and one on the back. And this little device here is called a chuck key. The chuck key is used to secure the chuck once the drill bit is placed inside. Here's a little demonstration. Here is the drill bit. I'm going to place it inside the chuck. Then I'm going to turn clockwise. I'm going to insert the chuck key into the first hole, turn clockwise to tighten. Insert the chuck key into the next hole, turn clockwise to tighten. And insert the key into the last hole and turn clockwise to tighten. You want to ensure that all of the 3 holes are tightened with the chuck key to ensure that the drill bit is tight. And as you can see, it's secure. All right. Over here we have the downward feed handles. This feeds the chuck along with the drill bit into the material. Goes down, comes back up. Right here we have the table crank handle. This raises the entire table, as you can see. Once you reach your desired height, you want to come back here. This right here is called the column lock handle. You want to turn counterclockwise. You want to turn this handle counterclockwise to lock your table. This takes the table crank handle out of operation. It locks the entire table. Before you start using the drill to drill into your material, please ensure that this is locked. All right, another quick demonstration. When using this drill press, we use 2 clamps to clamp the material down. This is a clamp. This button here moves the entire bottom of the clamp up and down easily. And this squeeze trigger here inches the bottom of the clamp. So I'm going to take my first clamp here and clamp the material. It's going to clamp the material to the table. And you want to ensure that there's contact between the clamp, the material, and the surface you're clamping it to. Clamp number 2, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Clamp it down. I'm going to make sure it's secure. And I'm going to give it a nice wiggle. Lastly, when using this drill press, do not wear any gloves either. Any loose clothing or gloves can get caught in the bit when it's rotating. Also, When you're using this drill press, excuse me, please ensure that your hands are at least 3 inches away from the rotating bit. Luckily, it's a drill press, so you really don't have to worry about it. We're using the clamps to secure it. But once everything's secured, go hit your start button. Use your downward free handles to drill through. Hit your stop button, and there you have it. Here's my material. That's the hole I drilled. That was already a pretty real hole. But thanks for watching this demonstration. And this is how you use the drill press. All right, welcome back. Here we got the miter saw. Miter saw is simple, but dangerous. All right, so up here, we have the start switch. It's the start and stop switch. If you press and hold it, it starts, but once you let go, it stops. It's right here. A couple of other things here. This device back here is called the fence. This device right here is called the table. And this little switch right here is the table lock button. And as you can see, it adjusts the table so that you can cut an angle. So you can cut 45 degrees this way, 45 degrees that way. Once again, this little button is called the table lock button. You will push and hold it up to move the table. And that little click, make sure that it's locked. Okay. This is the blade guard. It only moves once you push the blade down, once you're cutting your material. There's a piece of material here. When cutting material, you want to make sure that the blade is at full speed before you start cutting. Do not put the blade on the material and start it. Do not do that. You want to make sure that the blade is up to full speed. I'm going to do a simple cut. As you can see, it cut right through the material. Now let's do an angle cut. I'm going to go 45 degrees to the left. As you can see, it cut 45 degrees. Now, when you are using a miter saw, you want to please ensure that your material is placed firmly against the fence and on the table. You want to make sure that all extremities, such as your fingers, are at least 6 inches away from the blade in operation. Then you can make your cut. While using the miter saw, you do not need clamps. If you look closely, it is very hard to clamp your material down with the clamping instruments we have. So if you just firmly place your material against this fence and against the table, you can hold one end, but please ensure that the rest of your extremities are at least 6 inches away from this blade. You can make a cut. But there you have it. There is how you use the miter saw. Back. Now we got the good old DeWalt circular saw. Couple of things. This little trigger, this here, that I got my thumb on, is the power switch. Press it. You press and hold the power switch to operate the circular saw. Once you release it, it turns off. Right now, it's unplugged. This is a power hand tool that needs to be plugged in. But while I'm doing this demonstration, I'm going to leave it unplugged until I actually cut the material. This is the handle. This is the cutting angle adjustment lever, but don't worry, I'm not going to have you guys cut angles, but you should just be able to identify this lever, cutting angle adjustment lever. This piece down here, this entire piece, is called the shoe. This is the guard, this piece, and this is the guard lever. Now, the guard moves back by itself once you begin cutting the material, but some special cuts require you to manually move the guard out the way, and it's kind of by people's preference. But you do not always have to manually move the guard out the way. The guard automatically moves once you start making the cut into your material. All right, so let's get into it. Once again, this is a power tool. I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna set my power tool aside. Please ensure that no one is around you, and please ensure that other people know that you have plugged this tool in. Now I'm going to clamp my material down. We're going to use 2 clamps again. I'm going to clamp one side. We're going to take another clamp and clamp the other side. So as you can see, my material is clamped. I'm going to start up my circular saw. And make my cut. And as you can see, I have 2 hands on the circular saw, 1 hand on the handle and 1 hand on the power switch. This is how you would properly hold the circular saw. Now once I'm done, I'm going to place the saw onto the table and I'm going to unplug it. Please unplug the circular saw once you are done. And you're going to put it up, but you guys don't know where it goes. But if you did, you would unplug it and put it up if it's not in use. But as you can see, I made a simple cut. And that, my friends, is how we will use the circular saw. Thank you.